On the morning of November 7th, 1940, a bridge in Washington state began to move in a way no bridge should move. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge had opened only a few months earlier. It was long, narrow, elegant, and modern-looking. Drivers had already given it a nickname, Galloping Gertie. Even in ordinary winds, the roadway seemed to rise and fall like a wave. At first, the motion looked almost playful. People came to experience it. Cars would roll across the bridge as the deck gently undulated beneath them. It felt strange, but not necessarily dangerous. Then the wind changed the story. That morning, the bridge did not merely bounce up and down, it began to twist. One side of the roadway lifted while the other side dropped. Then the motion reversed. The bridge deck rolled left, then right, again and again, like a giant ribbon twisting in the wind. This is the famous footage most people remember, a steel bridge moving as if it were made of rubber. For many years, the collapse was often explained as simple resonance. The usual comparison is a child on a swing. If you push at just the right rhythm, each push adds energy, and the swing goes higher and higher. That idea is useful, but it is incomplete. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge was not destroyed simply because the wind matched its frequency. The deeper problem was aeroelastic flutter. Aero means air. Elastic means the structure can bend and twist. Flutter happens when moving air and a flexible structure feed energy into each other. The bridge deck was long, slender, and relatively shallow. Its solid plate girders did not let wind pass through easily. As wind struck the side of the deck, the airflow separated and formed swirling patterns. At the same time, the deck itself twisted slightly. That twist changed the airflow. The changed airflow then pushed the deck in a way that increased the twist. The larger twist changed the airflow even more. The wind and the bridge were no longer separate actors. They had become a feedback system. This is the dangerous part. In a stable structure, motion is damped. If the bridge moves, internal friction, stiffness, and resistance remove energy, and the movement dies away. But in Tacoma, the motion drew more energy from the wind. Instead of damping, the system had the opposite behavior. Each cycle helped strengthen the next. That is why the twisting grew so violently. The bridge did not fail because the wind was impossibly strong. It failed because the shape of the deck allowed a moderate wind to organize itself into destructive motion. The bridge was strong enough to carry traffic, but not aerodynamically stable enough to survive the feedback between wind and twisting. Eventually, parts of the structure could no longer carry the stress. Suspender cables failed. Sections of the roadway broke loose. The center span collapsed into Puget Sound. No human life was lost, though a dog trapped in a car died on the bridge. The images became some of the most famous engineering footage ever recorded. But the real legacy of Tacoma Narrows was not the drama of collapse, it was the lesson. Engineers learned that a bridge is not just a structure standing in air, it is a structure interacting with air. Wind is not only a sideways load, it can create lift, drag, vortices, twisting, and feedback. After Tacoma, long-span bridges could no longer be designed only for strength and appearance. They had to be tested for aerodynamic stability. Wind tunnel models, deeper stiffening trusses, open deck designs, and better damping became essential tools. The bridge that fell was a failure, but the knowledge it produced made later bridges safer. Tacoma Narrows teaches one clear scientific idea. Sometimes disaster does not come from one huge force. It comes from a small force repeated, amplified, and fed back into the system until the system destroys itself. The wind pushed the bridge. The bridge shaped the wind. Then the wind pushed back harder. That feedback loop is what twisted Galloping Gertie apart.